If you collect physical Nintendo Switch games and want to take them on the go, you'll need a case. They come in all shapes and sizes, some tiny, some huge, some fidgety, and some just, odd. So here's a look at 20 we've checked out over the years. This is Sergio AM. Welcome to It Came From a Box. By now, you may need a game case. We already outgrew the ones we had, so that's why we picked up the HORI game card case, which holds 24 games. Hope I got it right this time. HORI, right? It's made of all plastic construction, and I do like that the front is transparent so you can look inside of it. Now, it opens safely, nothing pops out, and inside there's two what I'll call pages that hold 12 games, 6 on each side, and it includes a memory card holder for 2 micro SD cards. Inserting games is very easy. You simply push the game in towards the middle of the page and it snaps in. Once in, these will not accidentally come out. They're held very securely, so much so that taking them out is a bit difficult. The way to do it is you push the card's edge towards the middle and lift. It takes more pressure than you'd expect, but you'll quickly get the hang of it. So a great solution for those of you who want a secure way to store more games. We previously featured the HORI 24 game card case, but many of you requested the premium ones by PowerA, so let's take a look. Here I have the question block and creeper versions, but there's also other Mario and Zelda designs. They're very well built with rugged materials, but the size may be too big to fit in smaller carrying cases. To access your games, you simply lift the latch here and you'll find 12 form-fitting rubber slots. These are much better than the HORI hard plastic inserts, which can be a bit rough on the cartridges. The rubber ones are soft and flexible for easy insert, and the notch at the top makes it simple to take them out. Now, my only problem is the capacity. I wish they had a version that held more games because this is definitely the most protective case out there. If you need more than 6 slots, then you should check out the Unikeep 28 game card case. It's a locking binder, which makes it easier to store or carry in a large bag, and it's available in 3 designs: a Switch version, abstract, and this retro one we have here. And no, the design isn't removable. I think it's actually printed directly on the case. Now inside we have a foam insert for 28 games, and for some reason, 10 micro SD cards? I'm not sure about that. So the foam insert is glued on and it works perfectly for games because they pop right in, the snug fit prevents them from falling out, and the cutout makes them easy to remove. It's a great solution for storage that also makes it easy to quickly pick out the game you want, but there's a few things that annoy me about it. Actually, right as we finished editing, we found a new version of this case that fixed every single issue we had by replacing the micro SD slots and adding a second foam insert so it can hold up to 60 games. It's a bit more expensive, and it sort of makes this one obsolete. Sucks for me, but at least now you know. Since we chose to go physical, we've been cursed to always walk the earth with a game card case. Our current favorite is by Bagtu? It's a small stainless steel case and it opens at an angle. Why? I don't know, but the inside is lined with 2 foam inserts with cutouts for 8 game cards and 2 micro SD cards. Everything stays securely in place, the case locks closed, and the button on the front makes it easy to open. It's a very slick and simple solution, plus it's very fun to fidget with. Sorry. These red ones are included with most RDS Industries carrying cases. They hold 4 games, and it includes a mini case for 2 micro SD cards. They're very straightforward. We've used them for a long time because they're low profile, very thin. They fit anywhere, and if you want more games, you can just get more since they don't cost that much. Then there's these generic cases that also hold 4 games, 2 on each side. They're okay, they're a bit shorter, but they're just about as thick as 2 of the RDS Industry ones. Next, at 6 slots, we have these 3. This Pokédex one is by Funlab, but there's similar ones in other colors. It's held shut by these clasps that are a bit annoying to use, and we have 3 snug foam inserts on both sides. Looks very cool, you probably have seen it, and it's also low profile. The second are these inserts. They come in a 2-pack and they slide into any of the official Switch cases that came with your game. It's a very unique way to repurpose them. It's almost like a way to hide games on your shelf, and it actually gives you 7 slots because it uses the one already included on the case itself. Oh, and it also has 2 micro SD cards on both sides. Finally, we have HORI's Pop and Go case. It's a little bit gimmicky, you've seen it on here before. It's available in Mario and Zelda themes, and it's a cool way to both store and display your games. It opens at the top, it's two-sided, 3 games on each side, and then you just push your games in until they snap into place. To remove them, you might want to grow out your nails so you can hit that indented trigger, which then pops out the game, hence the name. Then we have Moko's, which is a transparent crystal plastic case, which is more for display than it is protection. It holds 12 games, 6 on each side, and it's very similar to HORI's, where the games fit in a little too tightly. It also has a strap on the corner that I guess you can wear, and the games look very cool inside, but this crystal is very easy to break and scratch, so you have to be careful with it. This is by IINE? Anyways, it's available in 3 trademark-safe designs and is similar to PowerA's cases with the foam inserts. Very simple and effective. Finally, there's Butterfox's 63 game storage holder thingamajig. It's a hard shell zippered case with 4 flaps that hold 16 games each, but the slots are large enough to hold other things like SD cards and even 3DS or DS games. Very simple, and it's the best versatile solution on the list.
We've checked out all sorts of game cases in the past, but none as unique as this set by Retro Fighters, a brand dedicated to making nostalgic-inspired gaming accessories. In the box, we have this big case that holds 8 small cases designed to look like NES cartridges. A bit tough to take out, but they're very adorable. Lots of detail and even textured. At the top, we have a slot for the Switch cartridge. They pop right in, and at the bottom, there's a clip that clicks it into place. They're not locked into place. That clip is just to help with ejection, but the fit is snug enough so you don't have to worry about them falling out by mistake. Once inside, it looks incredible, just like an NES cartridge. Anyways, like I said, you get 8 in this set, and you can pack them in this case to take on the go. But personally, I prefer to display them on the desk with games that I'm currently playing through, since they look so awesome and make for great conversation pieces. So if, like me, you're a sucker for nostalgia, I don't think you have a choice. You gotta check these out.
Mumba, makers of some of the OG protective Switch cases, is back with a new Swiss Army knife-looking Keychain game card case. It's available in 3 colors, but we went with this transparent one so you can see the games inside. The design is similar to what you see on their cases. It's slick and industrial, and it's very well made. It comes with a carabiner on the side so you can easily attach it to your bag. And then we have these 4 pop-out blades that hold the game cards. They all have a lip up top, so it's easy to eject. They work very smoothly, and when they're all inside, they sort of lock in place. Each blade holds 3 games, and together we have a total of 12 slots. The game cards pop right in and stay very securely in place due to these clips off the side, and they easily pop out thanks to this cutout on the back. So if you want a compact way to securely store your games that you can then attach to a bag to take wherever you go, check out Mumba's game card case.
This tiny toaster is not for toast, but for 2 Nintendo Switch game cards. It's also not really a toaster. It's by Hagibis, and it's available in 5 colors. We went with this white one that matches the Switch OLED. It's very tiny but well constructed with a nice weight to it that, when paired with the rubber pad underneath, helps keep it in place. So the game cards loosely drop in, so no, they're not securely held in place. Once inside, it then moves the lever up, and then you just pull it down to pop up the cartridges. Very simple. I also found that it's great to fidget with for hours on end, and if you slam on that lever, it'll launch those expensive games at a very high speed, but don't do that. So do you really need this? Yes, you do. It's very adorable, it makes for a perfect little desk companion, and people will like you more because of it.
There's tons of Nintendo Switch game card cases out there, but none of which can be worn on your wrist. Yeah. And that's where Cover Lover's Game Card Wristband comes into play. It's a silicone wristband available in 4 colors that can hold up to 3 game cards. You gotta sort of work them in by stretching out the silicone one corner at a time, but in here, the slots have a thick edge to keep them securely in place, and they're not going anywhere. The strap fits securely on my big wrist, but they may be too big for kids. Now, as someone who believes he's an adult, it's not really something I'd wear out and about, but there's something here. Like, it's odd, it's quirky, but I'd love to see this concept on a smartwatch strap where it adds to that experience. Regardless, as they state, it definitely makes for a unique conversation piece, and yes, you can also use it on your ankle for concealed carry. Hagibis, makers of that awesome tiny Switch game toaster, is back with another fidgety game card case. This is their game storage case. Not the most exciting name. It's available in 2 designs. It looks like a snow globe with this dome at the top. Remove it, and in here we have 10 game card slots. You'll need to fill each in order for the effect to work correctly, but if you don't have enough, they include these fake ones to fill in the rest. They slide right in, and once you're done, you'll see that one pops out like this. It's a magnetic levitation, which lifts this specific area, so when you spin this dial underneath, the games rotate around it, with each bouncing as they pass that spot. It can get a bit intense in there, which is why it has a silicone base, and you're going to want to keep that dome attached to contain them. It's very mesmerizing, and rotating the dial feels so satisfying. So if you like the idea of a fidgety carousel to store your Switch games, check out Hagibis' game storage case.
Yeah, they got to work on that name.
This is an officially licensed mini Blockbuster VHS replica, which is of course a Nintendo Switch game card case by Retro Fighters. It's from their limited production Series 1 collection, so it won't be around for long. It can hold 12 games and 4 micro SD cards, and it has the same look and feel of a VHS. Same for the case, looks just like the real thing. It's smaller than a real one. It has all of those remember to rewind labels, along with these textured details throughout. They even replicated the look of reels inside. To get inside, it has this snappy but secure magnetic closure, which makes it very easy to open and close, and it has a nice and smooth hinge. Inside, we have our game and memory card slots. They're made of a rigid but soft silicone, and once they're on here, the fit is very snug. They're not going anywhere. And then you can easily pop them out with this little ejection slot on the edge. Overall, it's a great game card case that, just happens to look like a Blockbuster VHS, and I absolutely love it. We featured a lot of game card cases, but this one ups the capacity by a lot. It's by HEIYING, and you can get it in 3 designs. At this angle, it looks like any other until you turn it on its side. It's about the size of a brick, and that's because it has 95 game card slots. It has magnetic clasps that close with a snap, and has just the right amount of strength, but blunt force will pop it open, so try not to drop it because you don't want hundreds of dollars worth of game cards flying all over the place. It has silicone inserts with slots for the game cards, and there's also some for micro SD cards. Each side has 12 slots, but there's only 2 for micro SD cards, one in the front and the other on the back. The cards pop in easily with a perfect fit, and we have these little cutouts off the side so you can quickly take them out. Doing the math, let's say each game was just $30. You're looking at almost $3,000 worth of games that you can pack in here. So because of that, I would not recommend carrying this around. You're much better off keeping it at home, but if you want one to take on the go, I'd suggest one of those smaller ones. One of my favorite game cases for the 3DS was this pop and store question block from PDP Gaming. You put your games in, close it, and press the button to pop it open like the GameCube logo. Very simple, very satisfying, and perfect to fidget with. Now, sadly, they didn't make a Switch version, which is a little mind-boggling here, but a while ago, I did come across this counterfeit. There's a few out there by brands that don't sound real, which is the norm, and it looks just about the same, but much worse in quality. Right away, in hand, it just feels wrong. Print quality seems okay. It's got that big button, much jankier looking, that just says Switch, but it doesn't really work. You're gonna have to sort of help it out. So of course, the slots are resized to fit the Switch game cards. You can pop 8 right down the center, and they fit well, but the ones off the side make for a very tight fit that can definitely break the game cards, so I had to be very careful. In total, you can fit 16 in here, but that tight fit, along with the fact that, it doesn't work, makes this very easy to not recommend. Yeah. So those are the 20 Nintendo Switch game card cases we've come across. There's much, much more out there in all sorts of shapes, colors, and designs, but they're mostly variations of what you've seen here. As for my personal favorite, I love Unikeep's folder-style game cases because they hold a lot of games, they're easy to look through, and you can easily store them on a shelf or toss in a backpack. Plus, they also have one for 3DS games. But let me know which you're using, along with any we may have missed, down in the comments, and let's talk. Also, if you're looking to pick up any of these, if they're still available that is, and want to support us at the same time, check out the affiliate links in the description below. Once again, this is Sergio IM. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and I'll see you for the next box. If you like this video and want to help us out, click that thumbs up button and leave a comment below so we can talk. Now, if you want to go further, subscribe and ding the bell to stay notified whenever we post a new video. You made it to the end, and I just want you to know that you are the reason we do what we do. This is Sergio AM, and I'll see you for the next box.